Hello and welcome to your July Shadowscope with me, Sally Kent. I'm really looking forward to pulling some cards for you and delving into the insight and guidance of the tarot and also some archetypal decks. And I'm using my own personal deck for the Shadowscopes. I thought it would be interesting to bring in the deep, rich symbolism from the Egyptian Thoth Tarot, which has a deep and enchanting history, let's say. They always resonate with me for my own personal readings, and I thought it was about time that I share some of that deep, rich magic with you all. So without further ado, I hope you really enjoy your July Shadowscope. So let's take a look at the cards. Hello, gorgeous Gemini. There is a lot happening internally for you in July, it seems. The sword energy with the 9 of Swords in the crowning position, 5 of Swords at the root, and the 10 of Swords. It does seem that any mental stresses that you've been experiencing recently will be coming to an end. There's this energy to move, to expand, to create, to move towards things that matter to you, to have things to look forward to honour your creative spirit. But there's some inner turmoil that seems to need to be addressed. Examining why you feel restricted could be really healing for you this month. Perhaps observing where you may be restricting yourself unnecessarily. There could be a situation in July where you feel that you need to step back from something, even if it's momentarily, so that you can get your head around what's happening. And I honestly feel that this is something to do with you creating something of your own. So if you're in partnership with somebody and you create things together, your energy might be feeling a bit restless because you really want to have that creative freedom expression. But essentially, I just feel that there's this like inner anguish because you want to create something new, like you want to really honour your personal passions. But there has to be an acknowledgement of what it is that's uncomfortable, because, you know, for instance, if we're a painter, we could paint seascapes all day and find joy in that for a certain while, but the creative spirit always wants us, it's always moving and burning more within us and encouraging us to move and create different forms. And most often not, like, creativity and like despondency and dissatisfaction can go hand in hand at times, because it's through sitting with the 4 of Cups energy, the discomfort, the bee in the bonnet energy, that we allow the universe to give us the solution, to give us the cup that we can't see. So if you are feeling like you want to take a few steps back, just to detach from the emotionality of someone or something, even if it's for a few hours, you know, honouring your sacred space to contemplate and think and feel your own feelings is really important in July, Gemini. Because essentially a lot of intuitive guidance wants to come forth, and there's so many new opportunities to notice, to take the lead on if you really want to. But I do feel that there's a calling of energy for you to really acknowledge the truth of the emotion of how you're feeling about what needs to change. So whatever's causing you mental stress in July, be open about it. Try to speak to somebody about what it is that is troubling you, because it seems to be a new phase of life for you in July, where there is a new chapter, and you do have part to play with the universe in creating how it plays. I'm asking why the Six of Pentacles is here. Why is the Six of Pentacles here? Interesting that we get the Ace of Cups as a clarifier. I'm just gonna say it without filtering it, because it's coming from divine guidance and through my heart. So there seems to be a fear of losing somebody. There seems to be a worry of losing somebody for some of you. And kind of, it's like there's this, because this is the hopes and fears. And so it's like you want to give and you want to receive love and you want to give abundance, money, time. And I feel like it's actually the time thing, because when I said time, I just had this like rush of emotion. It's like in July you're really realising that no amount of money, no amount of resources, attention could ever replace time with people that you love. And there's this kind of like hope of wanting more of it, but also fear of how much there is. So when I said leader earlier, there was an accompanying sensation in my tummy that was like a nervous but excited energy, and I was focused on the Magician energy when I felt this, and the King of Wands, because you have an opportunity to really be a leader this month, Gemini. And it's about leading. I'm hearing like leading from your tummy. It's like your gut feeling. It's like if you sense that something needs to change and you've got an idea about how it could change, or you have the solution, then you have the energy and the support from the universe to really go for that change and to be a leader and to kind of show people like how it's done. But you are being guided to really use your heart as well. You know, it's been proven in science that we have neurons not just around our brain, but we have neurons around our heart and we have neurons around our tummy. So there are deciding mechanisms in our heart and our tummy. You know, this is where the terms gut instinct and follow your heart. You know, the more we listen to those neurons and communicate with them and lead from our tummy and from our hearts, the more in touch we are with our divine power and also the power of the earth. And it's like the mind becomes a servant in the manor house, and that's kind of what you're being guided to do here, is to kind of lead from tummy, heart, and then mind afterwards, because there does seem to be like quite a bit of mental tension. So I feel like you need to address that by really tuning into your feelings and tuning into your body this month. It's not about distracting yourself from the thoughts, because you know there's whole philosophies in Buddhism how if we can observe the thoughts, we realise that we're actually greater than our thoughts, and that we can watch them happening and guide them how we want them to go, and then we're not as susceptible to kind of anxious ruts, you know. And I feel like this would be a way for you to really anchor your power this month, because there's a lot of opportunities for you to really make a difference in a really powerful way. So I've pulled a Thoth card to represent a deep message from your psyche, and a message that you most need to know that perhaps has been hidden from you, or perhaps you've been suppressing, hence the shadow work, Shadowscope. So the Queen of Cups is the message for you from the Thoth deck in terms of what you're either suppressing or not looking at or not in tune with or not aware of. But by becoming aware of it, you enable yourself to retrieve some treasure of some sort, some amazing insight, to integrate an aspect of you that is really powerful, that perhaps you've been undermining or neglecting in some way. So the Queen of Cups energy is like the card of the Cancerian woman. It's or feminine energy, where it's just receptivity, introspection, reflection, using one's feelings as a source of guidance, of a GPS, of a sacred mirror, and demonstrating that love, that emotionality, that wisdom of emotional intelligence with people around you. So you're being guided here to really express your heart energy, express your feelings this month, to really listen to the sacred guidance of your feelings. You know, the Queen of Cups sits amongst the emotions and is able to kind of discover wonderful insight about the nature of life and herself, and be soothed by the waters. You know, it's so healing to be near the ocean. It's so healing to bathe in water. It's incredibly cleansing as well as evocative of love. You know, the cups is the suit of water, but it's associated with love and relatedness. So you're being called to allow yourself to love as widely and as deeply as you want. But because this is come from the shadow, I feel like that might scare you for some reason. You might be frightened to open up. You might be resentful to open up. You know, it's because it's come from the shadow. It's some homework that you could do if you want to go deeper into this, is to kind of explore what it is about you that rejects that aspect of you at the moment, and if so, when did that start? And I really hope that you get some further messages if you kind of ask yourself those questions. But essentially there's like tremendous love coming towards you this month, and I really want you to open your arms to it excuse me, and receive all that yummy love. So the archetype card is Thanatos, and it is associated with death of an old way of life, of letting go of things that don't serve us, as seeing what is decaying as just as important as what is growing, because it's all an aspect of the sacred cycle of life of death, birth, rebirth, death, birth, rebirth. And we're constantly going through cycles in multiple levels of our life of birth, death, rebirth. And Thanatos is about the archetype of that principle. So it is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as a transformation, but the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is an ongoing and omnipresent and eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. So facing Thanatos death leads us to aletheia, which is truth. So this is about you really expanding your truth and expressing it on a deep level. And there are those that have a great gift for navigating Thanatos energy. Thankfully, we can find these generous souls in emergency rooms, hospitals, hospice centres and the like. And this is very similar to the Queen of Cups energy in the sense where it is about really expanding one's heart and one's perception to encompass all aspects of life and to treat them all with the same honour and respect and privilege, you know. So I really hope that helps, Gemini. I'm sending you so much love, and I really hope that some of it resonated with you. It is a general, so if you want something more specific, feel free to get in touch. But I'm wishing you a magical July, and I'll see you in August. Bye for now.